Let's talk about the one thing that can absolutely make or break a company, but honestly, it often gets ignored until it's way too late. And that is entrepreneurial ethics. This is so much more than just feeling good about what you do. It's the solid bedrock of any business that wants to have long-term sustainable success. So, just for a second, think about the companies you really admire. You know, the ones that have been around for what feels like forever, the ones you genuinely trust. What is it that sets them apart? Is it really just their profit margins? Or their share of the market? Or is there something deeper, something more profound going on? Well, it all boils down to principle. A truly great business isn't just built on making money, it's built on a strong ethical foundation. It's about how you make that money, right? It's about how you treat people, your employees, your customers, everyone. It's about the legacy you leave behind. And that, right there, is the key difference we're going to dig into today. Now, believe it or not, this is not some trendy new business idea. The whole conversation around ethics in business goes back centuries. I'm talking all the way back to thinkers like Socrates and Plato. They knew that principles are timeless. And today, those exact same ideas are a huge strategic issue in any modern business. And you know, this stakes here could not be higher. When ethics get pushed aside, the consequences are they're severe and they're really costly. We're talking about everything from corruption and outright fraud to doing serious environmental damage and causing a total breakdown of trust with your customers and your community. This is the real, tangible cost of cutting corners. So, how does a smart company protect itself and its reputation from all these dangers? Well, the single most effective tool you can have is a formal code of ethics. And you should think of it less like a rigid rulebook and more like a compass, a guide for making good decisions at every single level of the business. To put it really simply, a code of ethics is just a formal document that lays out the principles a business promises to live by. It's basically the company publicly saying, hey, this is who we are, this is what we stand for, and this is how we operate. And that simple act builds an amazing foundation of predictability and trust. So why is having a formal code so powerful? Well, first off, it defines the rules of the game for everybody in the organization. No confusion, just clarity and consistency. Second, it actually motivates the whole team to aim for a higher moral standard. And you know what? That attracts and keeps the best people. Third, it becomes a benchmark, a way to measure yourself against core values like honesty. And finally, it just lifts up the entire professional landscape, making business better for everyone involved. Okay, theory is great, but let's get practical. How do you actually apply this stuff? To make these ideas super easy to remember, the Business Ethics Institute of Malaysia, or BEIM, came up with this fantastic framework. It's a simple, powerful acronym, ethics. It's just a brilliant tool for anyone to use, so let's break down what each letter actually stands for. So the whole framework kicks off with a really powerful foundation. E is for equality. This is such a crucial starting point. An ethical business gets at everyone, from employees to customers to the community, has fundamental rights. It's a deep commitment to fairness and justice for all. And that, right there, is the bedrock of long-term loyalty and a rock-solid reputation. Next up in our ETHICS framework is T, which, you guessed it, stands for truth. This one is all about what you say and what you promise. Are your marketing claims actually fair? Can you defend them? Are you being transparent? Truth means you're committed to genuinely serving your customers, which in turn builds the kind of word of mouth that no marketing budget could ever buy. Following right behind truth, we've got its very close cousin, H, for honesty. Now, honesty kind of takes truth a step further. It's an active thing. It's not just about avoiding lies, but about actively looking out for any action that could possibly mislead a customer. It's about being totally straightforward and operating in good faith, especially when no one is watching. All right, the fourth pillar of our framework is a really big one. I, for integrity. Integrity is all about consistency and character. It means, of course, treating customers honestly, but and this is crucial, it also means avoiding the temptation to exploit their weaknesses or their lack of knowledge. And yeah, it includes following the law, but true integrity means going way beyond the bare minimum to always do the right thing. Now let's look at a principle that kind of looks outward. C is for cooperation. This is such a fascinating idea, isn't it? It suggests that ethical businesses actually have a role to play in creating a better market for everyone.
By cooperating with your customers and other stakeholders, you're helping build a more trustworthy and healthy economic system that benefits all of society. And finally, we bring it all home and close the loop with our last letter, S, for self-regulation. This is where the rubber really meets the road. Self-regulation means you take ownership, period. You honor your promises, you make sure your products are safe, and when something does go wrong, you fix it, fairly and quickly. You don't wait around for someone to force you to do the right thing. So when you put all these pieces together, equality, truth, honesty, integrity, cooperation, and self-regulation, you move past just running a business. You start building something bigger, a truly holistic enterprise, one that's respected from the inside out. And look, the rewards here are immense. Let's be clear, this isn't just about feeling good. It's about creating real-world value. Ethical businesses become these incredible engines for positive change. They drive economic growth, they create meaningful jobs, and they literally improve the standard of living in their communities. They help build a better business world for every single one of us. So as we finish up here, the real question isn't whether or not ethics are important. We know they are. The question is, how will you put them into practice? So whether you're building a new company from scratch or just deciding where you want to spend your money, think about this. Which of these principles are you going to build your future on?